everybody, it's Ellen back from the Tiny Human Handbook, and today we are going to be reacting to my Google activity from my stay in the hospital when Cullen was born. So on the last video, we talked all about going into labor and up until the point where we checked into the hospital. So here's everything I looked up, everything I did on my phone basically through the hospital stay until he comes home. I haven't looked at these yet, so I'm doing a little bit of a guess that not a lot is gonna happen the day he's born in my phone. I was trying my best, from the advice of my best friend, to sleep as much as possible. It was a day past my due date, so he was one day late, but labor had already started. So when I got checked in, I put everything in my purse and did not have my phone on me, so you're not gonna see much of anything until 4:30, where I'm sending a message on Messenger, checking out what's on TikTok. I had the pregnancy tracker app. Then I took a photo, 4:44 a.m. I checked out Fallout Shelter. I think we'll do a Fallout Shelter tracker. So how many times? Comment down below, give a guess, and then let me know if you were right. We'll find out at the end. I looked up the Inova Hospital Testing Center because I had a non-stress test scheduled April 28th. That's the day my son was born. And on that day, I had scheduled a non-stress test because he was officially late. And the midwives had recommended getting scheduled to check on his heart rate and everything, make sure he is still moving around and good. I had to look them up, and I actually gave them a phone call to cancel the appointment. It is 4:50 a.m. so I don't know if I was intending to leave a voicemail or I thought they would pick up, but either way, I left them a message to say, cancel the test, I am not coming in, baby's coming. Let's see, I go on Facebook and Gmail, just, I don't know, killing time here, Messenger, here's Fallout Shelter for the second time. I think I turned off an alarm on my phone. I've got Libby, so I'm checking out an audiobook, and we saw last time that was Crib Sheet. Oh my goodness, here's where I start working. Working adjacent. I guess what I'm doing here is I'm canceling the interviews that I had scheduled to conduct on this day. It was a Friday. So earlier in the week, I had figured he'll probably be late. I was born late, so I'm sure he's not coming on the due date. So I had scheduled interviews. Well, actually, this is the day after the due date, so even sillier, I think. Microsoft Outlook and Teams, calendar. Yeah, I remember I sent a message that was something like, unavailable. Yeah, unforeseen circumstances was used, but I guess I could have foreseen, I don't know. And I looked up the testing center again. I was worried. I didn't want to not show up to an appointment. Gmail, Fallout Shelter again. Messenger, here's another photo that I took at the time. I'm on Facebook, and now we're getting to 8:20 a.m. so I'm sending some texts. I looked up the address of the hospital, and this is exactly 12 hours before he's born right here. So I'm sending the address to my parents. You can see I go on Messenger to do that. And I think the nurse checks me here at 9 a.m. or so and says I'm at station -2. And here's an image of what that looks like. That means basically they were able to feel, I guess, that the baby's head was -2 units up from the edge of the pelvis. Looks like he's got a little bit of a ways to come still, but not far from coming out. I mean, it was 11 and a half hours later at this point. See, sending messages, probably about that. Fallout Shelter, more messaging, and maybe I'll react. It'll be quite a task to go back and scroll up in the phone, but maybe I could react to what I sent my best friend during this day as well. I actually looked at some of the messages the other day because I was trying to see something from pregnancy, and I know I had told her the results of that. And the conversation was so funny. My Messenger, I used the Paired app again, so I wonder what question they sent me. I checked the weather, and now the weather is one of my favorite things too about the day that he was born. It was a beautiful spring storm. I am somebody who loves to sit inside when it's raining, right by the window, listen to it come down, maybe watch it. As long as I don't have to go out and about, a storm is perfect weather for me. Here we've got my favorite artist from the time, Alt J, listening to them. Okay, this is interesting. I used Amazon Alexa, and what Amazon Alexa does on my phone is controls the thermostat. Whenever I'm out, and in this case, I'm in the hospital for a couple days, I told the thermostat, don't work so hard to keep the house cool. I'm not home. I let I let it know. A phone call, an incoming call is what that means. And that is the testing center calling me back. And I remember they said, I think they could hear the beeps of all the machines in the hospital. They're like, are you at the hospital? I'm like, yes. And they said, okay, you don't need the appointment then. So we went ahead and canceled, and that was relieving. Took a photo, listened to more music. Oh my gosh, all the same album. There's Fallout Shelter again, more music, Facebook and Instagram and music. Yes, so I am just chilling here. Basically I'm sleeping, and then whenever I'm waking up, I'm checking out like social media and my game and stuff. So 1:51 p.m. at this point. We're in the afternoon. I've already slept most of the day. Fallout Shelter. All right, Facebook Fallout Shelter. I opened up the Pliability app. I don't think I was not moving, so I don't think I was doing any stretches. Now we're at 4 p.m. sending messages. Libby, gotta finish the book before the baby comes. Fallout Shelter and Fallout Shelter. Messenger, Facebook, Instagram. I was probably sending photos. Oh my gosh, I missed when he was born here. All right, so going back. So I remember this is when my water broke. And the doctor said, okay, within the hour, you'll be starting to push. And so all it is like a little blip in the timeline, because I wasn't on the phone, of course. Last used my phone at 7:48 p.m., put it down, and then he was born at 8:30 p.m. Sent out some photos. And had to search how to latch a newborn. I had taken so many breastfeeding classes on Zoom trying to prepare, and I can tell you, they did not help as much as I was hoping they would. The lactation consultant has definitely not come yet. I had to update Huckleberry, let them know the baby was born. So exciting. And then I'm also starting to track his feedings, his diapers, and in hindsight, oh, I wish I hadn't done this. I recently read a book which taught me if you're breastfeeding and learning how to breastfeed, you are doing a brand new right brain activity. Anything left brained, those trackings, the time writing, the lists, all of the organizational things, it's hard. The book recommended that a partner try to do those things for you. If you're looking for tips on breastfeeding and getting started, I bet this is one that you haven't heard before, is to have somebody else track the feedings. And maybe not the time or the minutes, you might not need to go that in detail, I wish I didn't, but just how many, and how many diapers as well. But one thing I've heard is that you can put out 10 diapers at the beginning of the day, 6 are gone. Oh my gosh, I'm on Amazon, and what in the world did I buy? That's actually a good idea. Another video, everything I ordered on Amazon the first week or the first month of my son's life. So this is funny. What I ordered, I actually ended up returning, and maybe I should have been on Amazon at that moment. I actually realize now a lot of the fog, I guess from the epidural or medications or giving birth, I was not understanding things very well. Like if somebody would say something to me, I'd be like, what? Or forgot that things had happened. So this is something they had at the hospital, those like puppy pads that you can put down. And so they brought me up to the room and they showed me my bed where I'd be laying, and it was covered with like waterproof pad and then the puppy pads on top of it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm definitely gonna need these. I hadn't thought that by the time I was going home, I wouldn't need them. Checking the time at 3:33 a.m. Camera, took a sweet photo of that little baby. I'm checking my calendar at 7:42 a.m. What did I think I was scheduled for? I've got the camera. Oh my gosh, camera again. And I'm noticing no more Fallout Shelter. Okay, this is a funny one. I searched for how many pounds is 2 ounces. So he was born at 6 pounds 2 ounces, and I guess I wanted to give it as a decimal. Little did I know how acquainted I would be with how many ounces make up a pound. When we started weighing him every day, you could check out my other video on my breastfeeding journey and baby's weight struggles. If you want to hear more about that story. And there it is, Fallout Shelter, 5 p.m. So then I looked up the baby 24-hour test at 7:19 p.m. I think the nurses came and said that that was happening soon. I guess I wanted to know, what were they looking at? What were they gonna do? Why do babies lose weight after birth? I didn't know that then. So I'm going on Libby. It is 5:15 a.m. and 5:56 a.m. Oh my gosh. How to get newborn to sleep at night. Pretty evident that we were up. I watched a YouTube video on that. There's fallout again. Libby fallout. We can tell I'm not sleeping. Next Google search is how to do a sitz bath. You would have thought the nurses would tell me that, but I did find it online. Next thing I looked up is hand expressing colostrum. Yeah, when the lactation consultant came in, and now I know what time it was. It was 9:30 or the day after he was born. Not ideal. So she had said to try hand expressing and feeding him the drops off of my thumb or off of my fingers, and she said that's all he needs. I don't know where the plan for the rest of the time I was gonna be feeding him was, but that's all we discussed. I did not know how to hand express at that point. I mean, it took so many times of thinking I knew how to do it before I actually figured out how to do it. Only recently feel like I kind of have a handle on it. I don't do it often, but you should know how to do it. Let's see, more photos. Oh, I think we're thinking about going home. It's 11:05 a.m. I searched for the Cybex car seat adjust straps. Found a video on how to do it. It was really simple to adjust the straps. You just pull the thing up and move the seat up and down. But that's me talking as an experienced mom and using the car seat a lot of times. And I recommend that if you are struggling to open up a stroller or struggling to adjust your car seats, the easiest thing to do is watch somebody do it on YouTube. Then you know how to do it. Oh my gosh, I'm even searching up the manual. I really wanted to make sure I had this right. Oh, I opened up Alexa to tell her to set the AC back on because we are coming home. We left that morning, so that's where we'll end off. I definitely want to make another video of my search history his first week or his first month, because I know I was Googling things that I would have never expected because I would have liked to prepare ahead of time. So maybe if you're having your first baby at some point in the future, come back to that video because you'll want to know these things ahead of time. So leave a comment down below. Did you get the number of times right that I pulled up fallout shelter? Let me know if you were spot on, way under, way over. I want to know. Like the video, share it with a friend who you think might enjoy it too, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.